Hey there, it's Kyle Brotherson with Dirt Bike Channel. This is the last video I'm going to put up of a ride that we took in southern Idaho a couple of months ago. It's amazing because with all the work that I've got going on and all the different videos that I sprinkle in here, this video was actually shot almost 2 months to the day from the time that this thing will be published. So this will be the final chapter of that ride that we took to southern Idaho. Wanted to thank Kelsey with RK Tech for inviting us up and some of his buddies to go riding with. We had a great time. I thought it was a little dusty when we were up there, because it was, and then we've recently, just yesterday, gotten back from a ride up more in central and northern Idaho where it was even dustier than this. So Idaho has some unbelievable single track, awesome stuff. But right now they need some rain. Here in the western United States, we are so dry, and it really showed up here in Idaho. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing all the riding up there that we've done in the last couple of years, but we certainly need some rain. The other thing I would say is that this bike, this 250XC, this KTM 250XC, I never did a full review on it, but it's probably the best bike I've ever had. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the 300s that I've had, but I'm having more fun on this 250XC than any bike I've ridden. Any bike. And it is just that good. Couple of the reasons why I like this bike, not that I'm singing the bike out here, because I'm not, but this bike will rev out and just sing on top, and it revs out faster and is a little bit more comfortable in the high RPMs on this bike, and it's super fun to ride it on the pipe that way. But you're also, and watch this, see, I'm going around Chet here, I think. You also have enough low end to gut it out over anything. Those rocks and that obstacle right there was a lot bigger than that actually really looked. And you'd think, well, it doesn't have enough low end to get you over that stuff. That's not true. It has plenty of low end to get you over just about anything. It suffers a little bit of bottom end to the 300, but not so much that it actually makes any real difference. You end up just covering the clutch just a little bit more, and it will make it over anything, but it revs out and sings so fast. There's another spot right up here where Scott in front of me is going to get a little bit hung up on some stuff, and I'm going to go around him to the left and watch this bike. If you go back and watch that again, the bike comes almost straight up, and that's because it was a straight up wall. It doesn't look like it there on the GoPro footage, but it essentially, I had to climb an off camber, almost straight up rock wall there to get around Scott. And the bike just does it because it's got enough torque and enough low end that it can do anything that you throw at it. The other thing that is so, that I love about this bike is the sucker. The mid-range is incredibly powerful. So you're in the low RPMs and in the mid-range, and you hit the throttle, and it will literally explode right out of your hands. It's something to behold. And every time I'm on it, especially now because I'm swapping back and forth, I did a lot of swapping back and forth between this bike and the 150XEW, and that 150XEW that I have now, it sings on top. I mean, that thing is fun to ride high up in the power band, but in the mid-range, you don't have any power. And in the low range, I mean, it's got some low-end torque, but it's totally different. You swap from the 150 over to this 250XC, and it's like the 250XC is on steroids with twice the power, and it's just like, it's so fun. Anytime you twist the throttle, this thing is just pulling so unbelievably hard, and then it kind of revs out like the 150 in a way, but it pulls like the 300, and so it's like this perfect little mix. Nobody knows. It's kind of like the best kept secret ever. In fact, in my mind, that's what I'm calling it. I'm calling the 250XC the best kept secret in dirt biking, because everyone knows how awesome the 300s are. And again, I'm not taking anything away from the 300s. I've loved my KTM 300s. But this one, there is just something magic about it where I just cannot stop talking about it. And every time I'm on the bike, I'm sitting there going, this thing is unbelievable.
I love that stuff.
That's awesome.
I've been so busy with other things that I never actually did that full review of the KTM 300 XC, the 2017, or this 250 XC. I've talked about them. We've ridden them back to back. We've done a lot of stuff. I put out a ton of content on them, but one thing I haven't done is one of those full review videos that lasts for like 20 minutes or whatever, where I just kind of go through line by line and talk about, you know, the different things on them. And I probably should get to that, but this is the reality. If you have another bike, and this is just for me, if you like your Beta or your Sherco or your older KTM, do yourself a favor. Don't ride a 2017 KTM or a 2018 KTM, because you'll end up liking your current bike less. I mean, I'm just calling it like I see it. These bikes, these 27 KTM 2-strokes at least, are just the best bikes on the market. And I'm not saying that because I'm a KTM fanboy, because I'm just saying that because I'm riding all these bikes back to back, and it's obvious. This bike vibrates less. It has better suspension, or at least as good a suspension as anything else out there on the market, and it's fully adjustable. It's easy to adjust with that air fork. And this thing is just, these things are unbelievable. They are unbelievable. And if you ride this after riding your bike, you'll probably like your bike less. And that's just how it is, man.